What's going on? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Like last video, we have stuff in and it's new, and we have made new decks because of them, except for me, who made Played Prison. We got Nick today. He has Son Gohan with the field card, which is pretty cool. Buttons, links, check them out. Let's get into it.
It is pretty cool. So the leader, not too much going on with this side, but you will start with the Hyperbolic Time Chamber field card. When this card attacks, you'll look up to the top 5 and add any green Saiyan from your deck to your hand, which is nuts because you've got a ton of generic good Saiyans that you can play in this deck. And we'll go over those in a second. Awaken when your life's a 4 or less, or you have a SS Son Goku showing the results of training in play. Draw 1, flip 1, draw 1, untap 1, go down to 6. Then on the Awaken side, again, not really too impressive, but still some pretty decent effects. You'll bottom deck a card from your hand. When you combo, you'll draw 2. So you get a really good, nice filtering from this. You get free combos as well, so it's not really much of a neg, but you're able to get some pretty good stuff with this. And then when one of your mono green, when one of your mono green Son Gohan childhood battle cards attacks, use a mono green card with 5,000 combo power from your drop and negate the skills. So you get that free combo when you're swinging to proc the leader auto. But again, we like to Z Awaken as soon as possible, so we don't stay on that side too much. So we will start with field card, Hyperbolic Time Chamber, field card, barrier. If there is a Son Gohan childhood under this card, your Son Gohan leader will gain +5. That is a permanent for both turns, but it only affects this side of the leader because it checks name, not character. So you'll get +5 on this side. So you get a little defensive if your opponent awakens quickly. You can keep up essentially. And then activate main once per turn. If all your energy is green, this card's in active mode, you can play a card from underneath and take up to 2 cards from your life to your hand. There's been an errata with that card, so you can take life and get down low. And then some of the actual archetype, we have Krillin Battle Support. This is your 1-drop searcher. You'll search a green Saiyan with energy cost of 4, so we have a lot of targets in here, so it's pretty easy to hit. And then this has a pretty wonky auto if there's a Hyperbolic Time Chamber in your battle area and you combo with the skillless card, you can combo with this, throw it in your Z energy immediately and draw a card. So when your leader activates the combo effect for free, it'll negate the skills. So it's pretty easy to proc this off. So you keep this on the board. Your opponent, you swing with the Son Gohan battle card once you get it on there, then combo for free, skills are negated, you combo with this, get draws. So pretty easy way to get your hand back up. And then for the cards we actually throw under the time chamber, we have Son Gohan showing the results of training. Deflect when this card's played, KO battle card, no restrictions, doesn't get around barrier, but you can pop pretty much anything. Once per turn, when this card's in a battle, if you combo with a Son Goku showing the results of training, you can remove 2 markers from an opponent's unison, so you get pretty good unison removal. And then this has an auto that's shared with the other Goku that matches this. If you place this card from your hand under a Hyperbolic Time Chamber, you can grab Son Goku from the deck and throw it under. And the other one, of course, is Son Goku showing the results of training. This one has barrier, so it's got a little protection with it too. But this has the same auto skill as well. When you play it from your hand and under the chamber, you can grab Gohan, play it. Then this is when it's played from under the chamber. This will get +10,000, so a pretty beefy 24k swing. And then this has an activate main, place this card in your drop, draw 1, and then you can play Gohan from under the lead, or from under the time chamber. So the line of play is you swing with this, they negate, do whatever, you pop this, draw a card, and then you immediately just go into this one and pop something, and then get combos for free and do all that good stuff. Then we have 2 Son Goku believing in his son, 19k double strike. We don't go into this too often, but one of the reasons why we're running this is it's a 1 plus 10k combo. That becomes important when we're Z Awakened, but this double strike, if this card's a rest button, your opponent battle cards can't attack leads, so you have a little defensive with this as well. And then for limit 1, if your leader's green, when you combo with a Saiyan, you can play this card from hand and draw a card. So cheap 19k double strike, pretty good. Then we have 4 of the Son Goku decision made. Counterplay. This one's kind of wonky too, so it's not the best card, but it does have some effects that we need. So this energy cost is reduced from the Z energy costs of Z leaders and Z cards everywhere. So mainly this will become a 1 cost when you're Z awakened. So pretty much only played then. It also has a permanent if it's your opponent's turn, and your leader's a Green Sun Gohan Childhood. The energy cost for comboing is reduced to 0. So free 10k combo is pretty good. And then the way it works is when you play this card from the counterplay, you will throw this in your Z energy, pick a card with the energy cost of 7 on your opponent's side, throw it in their Z energy. So kind of like the other yellow Goku, but except it's just Z charge, so gets a card off the board, helps with a little pressure. But we mostly use this for just the comboing. Then we have the boss monster for the deck. Son Goku and Gohan, father-son solidarity. This card, absolutely nuts. I need to run this up to 4, but we have it at 3 right now because we only have 3. Deflect, double strike, auto. When this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, so pop anything. And then your opponent pitches a card from their hand, so just on swing, you're already negating your opponent 2 things, a card from hand and a card from board. And then this has an auto once per turn. When your opponent has 3 or more energy, or 3 or more life, sorry, and this card is used in a battle. When you combo with a Goku with energy cost of 1, you will crit your opponent 1 life. So if your opponent's at 3, take them down to 2 when you combo, then win. That's why we run the Gokus with the cost of 1, just to get this effect off, just to crit burn them a life. So even if they want to negate it, block or negate, counter, whatever, you're still going to burn them a life, so still do it. And then activate main limit 1 for 2 green. If you're just green, your opponent has 3 or more energy, play this card, and it gains barrier for the turn. So nothing's going to touch this card. You're going to be able to get the effects off. Really good card, really strong. And then super combos, defending Father Paragus. I feel like it's the best card. Super combo to use, searchable, draw 2, warp 1. It's always going to be a plus 10k, so yeah, it's good no matter what, and searchable, so that's why we like it. Then for more generic stuff, we have 3 Grade A Vegeta Last Ditch Transformation, crit, blocker. We don't care about most of the stuff on this, but except for the activate main, if you have a field extra in the battle area, you can play this for 1 green. So a 19k crit for 1, really good. It's searchable off lead, play this, 19k crit. Especially if you get it off in the early game, your opponent's got to really invest to protect it, or they just take a bunch of damage for nothing. Then we have 3 Kaioken Son Goku the Furious. Another crit body, but you can only play it on turn 3. So activate main if you have 3 or more energy, you can play this. We don't care really much about the activate battle. You can do it, it's cheeky, but just on play the opponent pitching a card, and then a 15k crit swing. We use this card mostly just to get cards out of your opponent's hand. And then for as just a one of, we have Indomitable Spirit SSB Son Goku. He's a free green EX Evolve on a Goku with 5 cost or more. So you can play this, make them pitch a card, and then evolve for free. And then he's a double strike with barrier, and then at the end of the turn it will switch back to active mode. So you get a little protection, your opponent can't really mess with it too much, and then they can't really attack into it. And then at worst, it's a 1 plus 10k Goku, so you can combo with it if you drop it. Then for more generic stuff, we have 3 Son Goku Fated Rivals. This card's been around for a little while now. It's pretty good in pretty much any green deck. Double strike barrier, pops a battle card ignoring barrier. You play it for 2 when you bottom deck a Z energy with Namekian, Earthling, or Saiyan. You have a ton of Earthlings, you have a ton of Saiyans. You're able to get this off pretty easy, just a free pop. Then we have 2 Son Gohan Latent Power Unleashed. Not really pertinent in this deck that often. I would like to replace this with Coolers, the new regional promos that are really impossible to get, but really good if your opponent plays a Unison deck at all, because you just remove markers, and you can even activate main for 2, just play it if you're at 4, and then it's a 25k crit that pops anything, so still really good in the deck. And then for Little Spice, we have Cooler Effortless Strike. I like this counterplay just because of the permanent, where the cost is reduced if you have extras in your drop or your battle area. So your field card already counts for 1, so you just need to use 2 extra cards, and this is live for 1 energy. If your opponent plays a battle card 4 or less, it goes to the drop instead, and then if they have 8 or more cards in hand, they pitch 1. So really good with a lot of decks these days. They have a lot of, usually 8, 10, 12 cards in hand, so really easy just to make your opponent pitch. Then for the extra cards, we have 3 Unreasoning Awakening Rage. This is your floodgate for the deck. Yeah, I don't really like it at 4, just because it can get a little too clunky. Granted, it can make it free by pitching an extra card, but you don't want to do that too often. The auto on the card itself will make you draw a card if your leader is a Son Gohan Childhood, so you can kind of negate some of the cost to it, but you only really need to see it once, because every time your opponent swings when this hits the board, they have the Z charge, so we like it at 3 of. Then we have 2 Goku Kamehameha Deflection. Again, this one's pretty prominent in most green decks now. Negate the attack, pop a battle card 4 or less. Really good for the early game if your opponent wants to play something cheeky for like 3 or 4 costs. That's what a lot of decks are going for these days, paying 3 or 4 cost cards. And this will just get rid of them. Then we have 2 Homicidal clones. Again, just clones. And then our SCR choice, Cell Max. We don't have Goku, the new Goku card, so we play Cell Max. Pretty good, quad strike for 1. If your opponent wants to deal with it, they have to KO their entire board and pitch and crit a life. So, really good card. And then just to get some of the effects off for Cell Max, if we want to do it on our turn, we have 2 Paragus to sacrifice. So, if they want to floodgate, if they want to do something where you can't get Cell Max off, just get rid of it. You draw a card for your troubles, and then your opponent takes a bunch of damage. And then also to do it on their turn, we have Wrathful Charge. This one's a little sneaky. Essentially, you negate the attack, you can throw a card in the drop area, and then your opponent pitches a card. If you want to do it off Cell Max, though, since it has the ultimate tag, Cell Max, if it goes to the drop area, it gets removed from game, so it can't go to the drop area. So you won't get the second effect of your opponent pitching a card. But since it doesn't negate the skills, you can still get the board to clear and the crit life. So that's why I run it at a 2 of, just as a little cheeky little thing, just to, if your opponent wants to not deal with it, and on their turn, if they have a board established, hit this, wipe their board. Now for the Z deck, we have 2 Son Goku assisting his son. This is one of your main ways to get Awakened. This is the only way to get the Goku and Gohan battle card under the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Deflect, if you have 2 or more energy when you play this card, you will pick either a Son Goku or a Son Gohan, showing the results of training from your hand, throw it in the time chamber, then you can KO a battle card 3 or less. This also has in second activate main. If your leader's green, Son Goku, Childhood, Z leader, you can give him +10 for the turn. Not that pertinent, we just need to use this to get Awakened, so that's why we have it. And then we have Android 16 Final Wish. This is, again, just another piece to get to Z Awakened. Deflect Bacher Z stack, it'll Z stack your Z leader. And then the card skills can't negate. It was a rod on it, so it's kind of weird. And then if your leader's Son Gohan, those showing the results of fatherly training, and if this card leaves, you can Z Awaken from this. And then this also has an auto when your opponent plays a card, or at the end of their turn, you can pop this. So you're pretty much guaranteed to get the Z Awaken for nothing. If they play a card, you can block with it, if they want to remove it, or if they just pass. You can always get your Z Awaken off. So this card's really important to get Z Awaken. And then we do have the Z Leader. We get into this pretty quickly as soon as we get Android 16, we go into this immediately. So we don't really worry about the Awakened condition, but double strike inherently 20k. This has, when one of your mono green Son Gohan Childhood cards attacks, you combo with a Goku 10k combo power. So it can be the Z leader, it can be your battle card, it can be your boss monster, any Son Gohan child you're going to be able to combo for free. And then this is another way, once you do it with your boss monster, you get the effects to crit life and stuff. And then this has an activate main, just drop 1 green card, draw 2. So if you ever clunk out, you can always fix your hand and draw cards. And then just for the rest of the Z deck, we have Frieza, Resurrection, Ambition. Really good card, especially if you already have a board established. You make your opponent pitch a card. This pops the battle card on play, not bad. And then final card, Jiren the Immovable. We can kind of use this defensively just because it can pick a green battle card and it can't be removed by skills. So if you have like your boss monster and you want to keep it for another turn, you can do that. If you want to keep this, you can. This has unison removal. Everybody knows what this card does. But if you want to get stacked on Z energy, you just pitch it all. Big body. You can finish games with it.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Nick. Like always, guys, buttons, stuff. Bye.